Daytona said, "Get the heck out of my chair. Go do something." So, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, well, we may be in a little soft focus mode. Not quite sure what's going on with this thing. It isn't happy this morning because of the damn humidity. I'm going to have to figure out some way to get this thing heated before I take it outside. Anyway, hopefully that corrects itself. But I thought I was going to be working on a hot rod this morning. But when I moved the little 14 Ram, I noticed this. And that is a puddle of brownish water. I've been smelling a little bit of antifreeze every now and again, on and off, last month maybe. Super minor. Couldn't really figure it out. But I think I have figured it out. I got it kind of splattered all over the place. We look under the hood. Kind of see some drops and splotches and things that don't quite look right. You see a little bit of brown down there around the air conditioning compressor. Doesn't look too bad from up here. It looks kind of reasonable. But these little brown splotches everywhere. Ooh, I think it finally cleared up. Amen. I gotta figure out something to heat this damn camera. It doesn't strike me as right, and right now I can smell antifreeze. I don't see anything here. Top hose looks pretty good. Got those silly constant tension clamps, but that looks alright. Okay, so let's take a little crawl underneath. See what we can see. All the goo. A little more goo. Didn't get the light aimed correctly. Out of the shadows. Alright, and I think there we have it. It appears that my bottom radiator hose has started to leak at the point of the block, because over here on the engine, or on the radiator that is, it is okay. But it is most certainly aggravated right there. And I had thought that I was losing some oil out of the AC compressor, but I think it's just getting slung. As it drips, it's getting slung by the crank balance, by the balancer, and splattering over there, which is good because I think I'd rather change a radiator hose than a compressor. So I'm going to poke around online now and see if I can't find the radiator hose. And I'm wondering if I can find the right clamps too, because obviously these have, or at least that one has certainly given up the ghost, and these constant tension clamps can be kind of a pain. So that's what we're going to do now. Alright, we're going to try something. The hose doesn't look bad, really. So I had this happen on my old Stratus, except it was the top one up here. It just started to leak, so I moved the clamp around and added a second, like a Jubilee clamp, just to back it up, and it held for the next 200,000 miles. So I think what I'm going to do is make sure I have a clamp for that size, run down to the old parts store and grab a few gallons of coolant, and take that off, clean it up really good, put it back on, add the new clamp, and then refill it with the proper organic acid technology, orange, and go from there. Because the hose doesn't look terrible. It's not ballooned. Seems okay. It's just developed a leak. Although we've never gotten a low coolant light. Although this baby's kind of dry, and this is kind of not full. So interesting. This never overheated, and I don't think we've heard anything, but it's time to get this thing stopped leaking. So I'm gonna run to town, see if I can find some coolant, come back and see what we can do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the clamps, or attempt to. I'm going to take the whole hose off. Here's the first one way down here. I don't really have the right tool for this, but we'll see if we can make it work without breaking anything. Probably going to suck. There's not a lot of good access. I think I broke it loose from the rubber. Yep, there she goes. Okay, got that one. And we're going to sneak down underneath, try to get the other one. And then, of course, you're going to drain the coolant in an environmentally friendly manner and dispose of it per the laws based on your particular jurisdiction. But I may be able to get that one from up here. I'm going to go grab my light. I'm going to try that. Alright. There's the clamp. I don't know if this thing's focusing. So we're going to get up there and just pop that off like we did the other one and go from there. I have no good way of getting the camera to set anywhere, so just assume I do it like the last time. Okay, she's out. And honestly, I didn't really think I was going to replace this hose, but yeah. You can kind of see where the leaks were. The clamp wasn't really holding too well. It's not that good. It's kind of hard and crispy, and yeah. I think I'm going to make another run to a different parts store now and pick up a hose, because it's yeah, I don't know. That's not good. And it's a good thing I did this, because like I said, we drove it just a little bit last night, maybe 10 miles, and I didn't see anything going on. But there was not a lot of coolant left in that radiator, so I don't think we heard it, because no alarms went off, nothing went back crazy in the computer about temperature, and all the gauges didn't do anything that I recall noticing out of the ordinary. So, yep, I think we're going to replace that hose. Okay, so, back from yet another parts store. The old Venerable Gates 23604, which generally looks like that thing. So the thing is, this one has no spring in it. Can't kind of see it in there, maybe. So I want to see if I can. Oh, okay. Well, that's easier than I expected. Pull the factory spring out. How in the wide world of hell I'm going to get it in here is beyond me. I think what I'm going to have to do is run something up this way and pull it, because it's bigger on this end than over here. Back in a minute. Not quite sure what this was, but it was on my mess of a bench. That might work. careful. There it is. Seems like that kind of worked. Spring and spring. Good. And now, I guess this is an abrasion shield, which did abrade. Held on by some factory electrical tape. Not terribly well at that. So if factory electrical tape is good enough for them, a couple of tie wraps ought to be good enough for me, because I don't think I have anything that's going to stand up to the heat. And so we're going to put that on. Tape's semi-sticky, but it didn't stick. Let's see if I got some tie wraps that'll reach all the way around this thing. Yep. Alright. We'll see if they blow out when it heats up, but there we go. Should be ready to get it put back on. Oh, almost forgot. Clamps. Nip these off. Quality pliers. Seem about right. Now I got to try to remember. That goes on about like this, so this one I want this way. Oh boy. Finger snapper 101. About like that, maybe. Okay. Turn that up a little bit because I think that might be in the frame. There, that should allow me to grab it. And this one I think needs to go something like that. I'm sure there's a tool for this, but I don't have it. Yeah. Those hurt. Okay. Well, I'm not squishing it too bad. So now, I'm going to go try to put that thing on the car. There's really no good way to get a view of this thing for you. So, I'm try to sneak this thing up somewhere around where it goes. And get her on there. Well, the radiator end is on. And the block end is on, but I don't know if the radiator end is on. Okay. Here it goes. Okay. Alright. I screwed up. Should have turned that a little different. But let's see if we can get it. Gonna have to redo it. Yep, you gotta come off again. Doggone it. Gotta relocate the clips. That one's on. Gotta push them all the way to the stops. Okay. Alright, now we may have a chance at the clamp. Okay, that one is on. Come up top. Try to get the other one. And I didn't position that one terribly well again either. Okay, come on. And we're getting there. I gotta go get a better pair of pliers. I'm sure this is fascinating, but we're gonna try it again. A little bit better pair of pliers, maybe. I know there's a tool for this, but I do it so infrequently. It's one of those things where, oh, come on. I may have to go into the car again, because this ain't working. Problem is I gotta get it spread out enough to get it around the get it over the bump on the hose on this. She doesn't want to play. I just cannot get that one compressed enough. We'll keep trying. Over the hump. Now we just gotta square it up. Okay. Feels pretty square. Oh God. What a faff. Okay, I think that's pretty square. Oh man. What a mess. I'm gonna go dry off. Back in a few. Alright, so we're gonna call this how to turn a job that probably books 30 minutes into 3 hours. That's why I'm an engineer, not a mechanic. Although, I hate those clamps. Assembly line, they're probably good, so it saves them money. I get it. But they are a pain. Anyway, we got our original equipment technology orange. Organic acid technology. Chrysler 2013 and up. There we go. We're gonna see what this thing takes. Hopefully it stays in. I don't normally buy premix, but that's all they had. And since this car is pretty nice, I would have had to run to Walmart to get some distilled water anyway, so to heck with it. I think I see a bleeder down there, but it's not, it's just a, looks like just a plug. So we're just gonna fill her up real good, because this is absolutely the high point. Take our time. This has still got the factory thermostat in it, so I'm hoping it has the bleeder up, as it should, let the air out as it fills the block. It's a very small radiator. I was honestly surprised about that. There is very thin radiator. One gallon. And once we get this thing full, then we're going to put the cap on loose, fire up the car, try to get it up to temp. Alright. Squeezing the radiator hose. No more real bubbles coming out. So I think what I'm going to do, that's pretty full. I'm going to put that on tight. Now we're going to fill this thing up to I'll probably put it in the middle there and then get the thing started up, because what it'll do is if there's any, it'll suck it in through there, and worst case, I'm probably going to put it up to max, and then we'll start it up, and then it can suck in what it needs to when it's running. And once we start it up, I'm going to hose this off, get the orange out of the way so I can see the leaks since I dumped a little bit on the ground, and we'll go from there. Another silly thing about how we're getting to the point where we have to cheap out and hide this stuff because they can't put it where you can see it. The way to read this is the number of holes that have surface tension. So we are right about max. So that'll work for the moment. Alright, so this thing always takes forever to warm up. Oh man. I don't know what the factory tolerances are, but I'm thinking, because that has belt tension on it as well. Fudge. Well, at least I don't think I have to take the whole hose off again. That was a waste of 25 bucks worth of antifreeze. So we're going to take a step back and see what that's going to take. So I'm going to end this video here because that's how you change a lower radiator hose. But antifreezy. But I'm going to go see what it's going to take to put a water pump on this thing, because that's not going to last. Having that much rattle. Like I said, it did not appear that it was leaking out of the water pump, but it's certainly not happy. And that bottom hose was pretty crusty. So, kind of wish I'd done a full investigation, but that wasn't where the leak looked like it was coming from. I still don't think the water pump's leaking, but I had never heard that noise before until I just started it up just now. So, that's what you get with a 128,000 mile Ram for the man who likes to work on his own cars. Hope you're all having a good day. We'll have the water pump video coming up soon, I'm telling you. But y'all take care.